A very good morning to all. Welcome to Scholar IAS Current Affairs classes. Today we are going to look into very important issues of January 11th current affairs. The first issue is with respect to vaccination drive. Yesterday we had seen about the challenges of vaccination and the emergency vaccine that have been approved by India. So today also it is a kind of a continuation of the issue that we have seen yesterday. So this particular vaccination issue is very important in terms of GS3 paper in mains. In technology part, they could ask the concept that is behind the vaccination, how a vaccine works, and what are the types of vaccine that is present, and how it works in our body. All these things they could ask in GS3 technology portion. And with respect to vaccination, COVID-19 vaccination, the challenges of vaccinating India is very high because the primary reason is that the geographical spread of India and the volume of population is very high, and it is a very tedious task and has to be done meticulously. Second, careful planning is required for vaccinating and monitoring the adverse effect of vaccine, because in very short span of time the global community had put so much of effort to produce this vaccine, and this poses a serious problem of side effects that could occur. So we have to be very careful in vaccinating the population and very vigilant about the effects after being vaccinated. The question here is, who will be prioritized for the vaccine? The first is healthcare and frontline workers will be prioritized because they are going to man the responsibility of vaccinating the entire population. Also that they are handling with COVID cases, so they have to be first vaccinated. Second, population above 50 years of age have weak immune system. As a result, they have high probability of contracting COVID. So people above 50 years of age will be vaccinated. And third category, people with comorbidities who are under 50 years of age will be vaccinated. So to administer vaccine at a large scale, we need to have a proper digital database. So CoWIN is the comprehensive digital database the government has inducted for the purpose of vaccinating the people with respect to COVID-19 vaccines. So what does it do? It tracks beneficiaries, it intimates them about the vaccine sites and dates, pre and post vaccination procedures, issuance of vaccine certificates. All these things will be dealt through CoWIN. Also that after you receive the second dose of vaccine, it also generates a completion certificate, that is a vaccine digital certificate. This marks the completion of vaccination in a person. So all these things will be carried out by CoWIN. Besides managing the data, we also have to look into the operational issues of mobilization. So we need to calculate what amount of manpower we require and what kind of training that we have to give them, and what are the number of camps that the entire territory of India need to vaccinate the population of 1 billion plus, and how to ensure that the health professionals are reaching the people on time, and how to ensure that the cold storage facilities are available across India to store these vaccines, because cold storage facilities are very important in terms of COVID-19 vaccine. Even the slight change in temperature can deactivate the vaccine or produce adverse effect. So all these things, and how to coordinate the material aspects as well as human aspects, like how to coordinate the personnel as well as the movement of the vaccine stocks. All these things are a big challenge in vaccinating the population in India. Second issue is paying women for domestic work. So this particular topic is an emerging topic in the international domain, and certain experts are of the opinion that women's unpaid domestic work have to be monetized and paid properly. It has twin advantages. First is that women will be given particular salary, and second is that women's contribution to the economy will be recognized. In 2010, National Housewife Association was seeking a trade union status for it, but this was rejected because housework, that is unpaid housework or unpaid domestic work, is not recognized as trade. In 2012, government announced that it was considering mandating a salary for the housework to the wives to empower women financially and help them live with dignity. So basically paying women for the work that is done which is not traditionally paid for them is the issue here. So coming to the facts, quarter of the men and boys above 6 years of age is engaged in the unpaid household chores, while 4/5 of the women do domestic chores. On top of that, an average Indian male only spends 1.5 hours per day for unpaid domestic work, compared to a woman who is providing 5 hours of work in the domestic arena. So basically these facts are very stark and even accelerates the debate of paying the women for their domestic works. There is also certain ethical issues involved in this particular topic. Those ethical issues are like when women are getting paid for their domestic work, it is like institutionalizing patriarchy. So men will tend to subjugate women by paying money and then and making them continue their domestic work. So it is like an entitlement. So this is a major issue that the experts are seeing as a challenge in paying women for their domestic chores. So what is the way forward? The primary objective of paying women for the unpaid domestic work is that to financially empower them. But this financial empowerment can be also brought through proper education, proper opportunities for work, gender sensitive harassment free workplaces. Also that we need to train people for the attitudinal and behavioral change within the families to make the household more participative for equal participation of men and women. So these are all the other ways where the woman can be empowered financially and the agency part of the woman will be recognized. So third topic is disasters and the disabled. So this is important with respect to mains GS3 disaster management part. Also, it is also important in inclusive growth part of the GS3 portion. So coming to the topic, when disaster strikes, differently abled people experience the problem in a different way rather than the common people. What is the difference that they are experiencing? When disaster strikes, their life sustaining devices will be lost or prone to be lost. As a result, they have to sustain the disaster without the life sustaining equipments. Second, they have to be transported to a different place without the life supporting equipments. This is a very difficult case. For example, when you lose the hearing aid, you cannot listen to people and you don't know where to go and whom to approach. So this particular situation is very problematic. Third, once the life supporting system is lost and the transportation is done, people don't know where to go, whom to approach. So these are the problems these are the unique problems that the disabled people experience during a disaster. Considering the vulnerability that the disabled people face, we need to devise a proper plan to deal with the exigency. The plan should consist of two things. One is to learn and the other is to coordinate. So with respect to listen and learn, we have to have a platform where we need to discuss the issue and we need to understand the grievance of the disabled. In this perspective, disabled people's organization can play a significant role in designing, implementing and coordinating the disaster policy. The second aspect of the plan is with respect to the coordination. First, we have to know what are the stakeholders. The stakeholders involve the disabled person, the local council member or the local council itself, urban local body, and the disabled support organizations and overall policy making body in the government, disabled policy making body in the government. All these organizations are stakeholders in this process. We need to bring them together and then government has to support financially all these organizations, and then during the event of a disaster, these urban local bodies have to spot or have to track the disabled households and then send manpower to help them out. So in this way, we can specifically care about disabled during the emergencies. Fourth topic is with respect to women in agriculture. This particular topic is relevant with respect to the mains portion, where in GS1 in society they could ask the position of Indian women in agriculture, that is with respect to feminization of agriculture or the problems of feminization of agriculture, reasons for feminization of agriculture. All these could be asked as question. And in GS3 also, in agriculture topic they could ask. In inclusive growth also it could come. So it has a wide domain and it could be asked in any paper literally. So this particular topic is very important. So coming to the facts, National Council of Applied Economic Research says that women account for 42% of agricultural workforce, but they only own 2% of the cultivable land. So basically they're literally excluded from the land rights because of the patriarchal setup. And most of them are not aware that they have land rights and they can claim it with the government. Also, they are not aware that they are not aware of the entitlements from the government as farmers. So this particular situation is because women have been subjugated throughout the ages because of the patriarchy. So what are the reasons for exclusion? In rural areas, men dominate the administrative process, and most of the men don't understand the rights and entitlements of women. Second, when a male farmer dies, there is an aversion to take on the powerful male family members. So women really keep silence and they don't really ask their entitlements and land rights. Third case is that women are not aware of their land rights and the entitlements. So all these things results in cumulative effect of deprivation of land rights for 42% of the agricultural workforce, which are women. Feminization of agriculture is a real issue in India, and we have seen that 42% of the workforce in agriculture is women. So, focusing and supporting this particular group in agriculture could enhance agricultural productivity and could turn rural areas into self-sustaining and powerful entities of growth in India, for which we need to ensure certain reforms. First is that gender neutral institutions have to be formed so that these particular institutions aid women in agriculture. Second, women have to be trained in pricing, marketing, and finances. Credit flow to women have to increase, for which institutions have to cooperate, and women have to be educated with respect to where to get loans and where to get credit and everything. And third aspect is that this feminization of agriculture is conducive to increase the nutritional state in India. When women are educated about the nutritious crops, there are two advantages. One is women will grow these nutritious crops. Second, consumption of nutrition crop also increases. This addresses the malnutrition problem in children and women. And also that women have to be trained in different agricultural practices and also in entrepreneurship with respect to agro businesses, so that women in agriculture becomes a profitable aspect in Indian agriculture. So these are all the issues that we have for you today. For more videos, please visit scholar.com. Thank you.